What if I told you that two people can have the exact same savings in the bank, the exact same superannuation balance, the exact same house, and one of them walks away with hundreds of dollars more in age pension every single fortnight than the other, purely because one of them understood the rules and the other didn't? That's not a loophole, that's not anything shady, that's simply how Centrelink's system actually works once you understand it properly. Today I'm giving you 18 real, practical tips and strategies to help you maximize your age pension, based on the actual current rules straight from Services Australia. Quick note before we dive in, I'm not a financial advisor, and everyone's situation is genuinely different, so treat this as general information to guide your thinking, not personal advice, and speak to a licensed financial advisor or Centrelink's financial information service before making big decisions. If that sounds fair, let's get into it, and if you find this useful, subscribe now because I cover updated Centrelink and retirement rules regularly as thresholds change throughout the year. First, understand exactly how the two tests work, because this is the foundation everything else sits on. Centrelink runs both an income test and an assets test, and pays you based on whichever one gives the lower result. So your very first strategy isn't a trick at all, it's simply knowing which test is actually limiting your payment, because the strategy that helps you under the assets test might do absolutely nothing for you under the income test, and vice versa. Second, know your actual thresholds. As it currently stands, a single homeowner can hold assessable assets up to around $333,000 and still get the full pension, while a homeowner couple combined can hold around $499,000. Non-homeowners get a much higher allowance, up to $600,000 for singles and $766,000 for couples, because they don't have the benefit of an exempt family home. Once you're above those figures, your pension doesn't stop, it just reduces gradually until you hit the upper cutoff point, which for a single homeowner sits somewhere around $720,000 to $730,000, and considerably higher for non-homeowners and couples. These numbers move a few times a year with inflation, so always check the current figures rather than trusting a number you heard 6 months ago. Third, remember your home is exempt. The family home you live in is not counted in the assets test at all, regardless of its value. This is one of the biggest reasons downsizing decisions need careful thought, because moving money out of an exempt asset into an assessable one can actually reduce your pension, even if it feels like the sensible thing to do. Fourth, look into the downsizer contribution properly before you sell. If you're selling the family home and putting proceeds into superannuation, that money generally becomes assessable once it leaves the exempt home and enters your super or bank account, so timing and structuring that transition matters enormously. Fifth, use the gifting rules to your advantage, but stay within the limits. You're allowed to gift up to $10,000 in a single financial year, and up to $30,000 over a rolling 5-year period, without it affecting your assets test. Go over that, and the excess still counts as an assessable asset for 5 years from the date you gifted it, so this only works if you plan it well ahead of time, not the year before you apply. Sixth, consider prepaid funeral bonds or funeral plans. These are generally exempt from the assets test up to certain limits, and they let you convert an assessable asset into a genuinely exempt one while also taking care of a real future expense. Seventh, understand deeming, because it trips up more people than almost anything else. Centrelink doesn't look at what your investments actually earn, it assumes a set deeming rate on your financial assets regardless of the real return. Lower balances get deemed at a lower rate up to a threshold, and anything above that threshold gets deemed at a higher rate. Knowing exactly where your balance sits relative to that threshold can genuinely change your income test outcome. 16th, check your eligibility for the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card even if your assets are too high for a pension, since this card uses only an income test, no assets test at all, and the income thresholds are considerably higher than pension thresholds, meaning plenty of self-funded retirees who don't qualify for any pension can still access this card and its valuable concessions. 17th, consider the timing of your age pension application itself. You can apply up to 13 weeks before you reach pension age, and getting your application and documentation right the first time avoids delays that cost you real fortnightly payments while you wait for a decision. 18th, and this is the one I want you to actually act on, get a proper review done periodically, not just once. Thresholds change 3 times a year with inflation, your assets and income change as markets move and as you draw down super, and a strategy that worked perfectly 2 years ago might be costing you money today without you even realizing it. Whether that's through Centrelink's own financial information service, which is free, or a licensed financial advisor, an actual review of your specific numbers against current thresholds is worth far more than any general tip I can give you in a video like this. Now, before you go, I want to hear from you. Which of these 18 strategies did you not know about before this video? Drop it in the comments, because I read every single one, and it genuinely helps me know what to cover next. If this video helped you understand your age pension entitlements better, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because Centrelink updates these thresholds regularly throughout the year, and I'll be breaking down every change right here the moment it happens. To wrap it all up, maximizing your age pension isn't about tricking the system, it's about genuinely understanding 2 tests, knowing your exempt assets from your assessable ones, using gifting and deeming rules to your advantage within the legal limits, and reviewing your situation regularly rather than setting and forgetting it. Get these fundamentals right, and you could be putting hundreds of extra dollars back into your pocket every single fortnight, money that's rightfully yours if you just know how to claim it properly. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. I know retirement finances can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.